You usually encounter challenges with system support, advisory, regulation. All right, and that's the reason we exist. We exist to prefer solution to your challenges, to be there to hold your hands and guide you through the challenges of regulation when as it pertains to your food business or your food product. So that's the reason we set up this NAFDAC Q&A session to harbor your questions, to have you heard, and to respond accordingly. So that at the end of the day, you can break the towards the next frontier of your food product or your food brand or your business. Okay, so this is what FDI Hub is all about. And tonight, it's going to be an interactive session. We want to hear your voices. We want to hear your questions. These questions are very, very important. Okay, so to set the ball rolling, we will proceed to the main session of this webinar. So I would like to see your reactions as we make welcome Mrs. Ihedima and Mr. Jimmy as we take us into the next session. This Mrs. Ihedima is the founder of FDI Hub. She's the CEO of FDI Hub. Please let's have her welcome. Let's have her come up to speak. Please let's send these reactions as she comes up.
Good evening, everybody. I'm so excited to be here with us. Can we hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can.
We can hear you. We can hear you.
Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much. I'm sorry because we started a couple of minutes late. Like my colleague Excel has already said, the reason why we hold this session is because entrepreneurs find difficulties and challenges in getting their NAFDAC certified. So without much wasting of your time, we'll go into the slides and what we have. We've already introduced ourselves. We've also introduced you. I will also want to introduce myself so you understand why should I be the one speaking to you. Why should I be the one answering your questions about this? So, like you already know, my name is Ihedima Kawekune. A food technologist. Let's see this next slide. I'm a food technologist. I studied food technology up to master's level. I'm also a national BDSP trained by Smedan and Kaduna Business School to support entrepreneurs in agro businesses. That's my national certification to do that. I'm also trained as a trainer facilitator coach by GIZ. I'm also trained by International Labour Organization and Women in Digital Business to be able to pass knowledge to entrepreneurs, especially the SMEs. I also founded my own organization, MX Food Limited, where we process and package dried catfish and dried goat meat. All our products are NAFDAC certified. And we also founded FDI Hub because people see the success story of MX Food and they keep asking questions. And with all these knowledge I have in training, I decided that it's important for us to give back and support other people to also attain progress in their businesses. With me today is also one of my colleagues. He's also a food technologist. He's on this call, so he will also be joining us in answering questions. His name is Mr. Jimmy Victor. He's also a food technologist, an expert trainer and facilitator. He has experience in chain stores management. So he has also from his own end seen the number of times they reject people's products, not because the product is not good enough, but because they are not certified. He's the business development manager of MX Food as at today. So, Mr. Jimmy, can you say hello to everyone?
Good evening, all. It's nice to have you on the call.
Good evening, sir. Thank you. So, The next question you may wonder is, why are we doing this? Why are we doing this training? Because we have seen that a lot of SMEs, NAFDAC usually say, come to us when you want to register, and they are right, you should go to them. But the thing is that people who do not have a certain level of knowledge, by the time NAFDAC starts making corrections, it becomes extremely confusing to people. And there's a lot of back and forth. In between those back and forth, some people give up and never proceed with their food product again. Also, some people say, okay, because it's difficult to get your NAFDAC certified, because sometimes even when NAFDAC officials have explained some things, because you don't really get the why they are rejecting certain things, some people feel, oh, they hate me. Some people feel, oh, because I did not bribe. It's not always because of bribery. It's because there are certain things they are looking for as an agency that is supposed to protect, safeguard the health of Nigerians. There are public health issues that if they do not address, which sometimes you may not understand, people have gone to produce food products sincerely, and sincerely their products killed people. You understand? They were sincere, but they were sincerely wrong. So because of this, NAFDAC can be strict on a lot of people. So because of these reasons, FBI Hub decided to host this. For this past 1 month, we have been on this NAFDAC to get entrepreneurs to create this awareness and to provide a way forward for entrepreneurs to be able to come forward and process this NAFDAC registration by themselves. Because if you're looking for a consultant to help you, I am also a consultant. The time I was processing NAFDAC certification for people, I charge minimum of 500,000 naira. And you know that as an entrepreneur, if you get that 500,000 naira, it can get you an equipment, it can get you raw materials, it can do a lot of other things for you, for something you can actually go and do yourself. So we are bringing this because this knowledge is important that you as an entrepreneur have it by yourself. So we said for the past 1 month, we have been on this, and we have already done 2 webinars, free webinars, and we've also done in-house coaching for the people who are under our mentorship. The replay for these previous webinars are available, so you can have access to it if you are in our WhatsApp group. In week 1, we looked at what NAFDAC really wants, what they want, the mistakes that delay approval, the roadmap to get approved without wasting your money and your time. And in week two, we looked at food safety. We looked at good manufacturing practice. We looked at good hygiene practice. It's important for us to understand this. We also looked at how to get your product approved without wasting your time and your money. Today, being the week 3, before we go into the Q&A section, we want to run down quickly the stages of NAFDAC registration process, why SMEs should go through the process by themselves without agents. NAFDAC has been saying it. For corporates, for big businesses, they can assign a dedicated compliance officer within the organization to go sort out NAFDAC for them. But for you as an SME, NAFDAC has been saying it, and it is true. You should come to them directly. And FDI will be saying, go to NAFDAC, but while you're in the process, you need hand-holding. Somebody that can break down some things for you, somebody that can review your documents so you don't go back and forth to NAFDAC like many times and waste time. We also look at the myths that are holding you back. Some things, general knowledge that people have, and it's not even 100% true. We also look at how to get your registration without stress before we now go deep down into taking the questions that you have. So welcome everybody. We will go straight into the conversation. NAFDAC registration has different stages. I don't know if everybody know this, and some people are wondering, are there stages in it? Yes, there are different stages in NAFDAC registration. Some of them are the things you do for yourself. Some of them are the ones that are beyond you that you need to consult with other agencies. The stage 1 is the preparation. This is where you lay the foundation. What you do at this stage 1 determines if you are going to go back and forth 300 times with NAFDAC, or if you're going to scale through smoothly and cut down the process. Number one, you have to have your business registered. NAFDAC does not register products for individuals. You have to be a legal corporate entity in Nigeria, registered in Nigeria. Even if the factory is abroad and you're importing, you have to have a registered business within Nigeria that is doing that. You have to have your trademark. Trademark is not really compulsory for SMEs, but I always advise that you trademark your product, trademark your brand name at least, because it gives a level of protection against people who are that make fake products. Advisory visit and inspection. Advisory visit and inspection is when you go to NAFDAC and tell them your intentions before you build your factory, before you do invest so much money. I know many people are afraid of going to NAFDAC. You may be like, if I go there, they may now maybe blacklist my product or something. No, you have to go to them. But before you go to them, if you're under our mentorship, we will have to guide you on, okay, these are the things you need to, so that you don't go to them and you have nothing in your hands. You have to have something in your hands to show them. So you don't just come and say, oh, I have an idea. No, your idea and your product would have come up to a level before you go to them for visits and for them to come to your premises to inspect. Then the next thing you must look at the preparation stage is the facility setup. Facility setup can be, there are three zones that NAFDAC looks at. The raw material area, where the concept, where you start your production, raw material and storage area, then the production area and the finished goods area. Then the documentation, this one is critical. This one has thrown many people off balance. The SOPs, fumigation certificate, food handlers test, these are the documentation that you need to prepare. That is your stage one. If you get everything on this stage right, you will hardly be delayed or tossed back and forth by NAFDAC. Then stage two. Stage two is the application, the online application itself. Even though you prepare all these documents physically, you need to upload them. But do not, I beg you, do not upload anything online until it's been reviewed. If you upload it online and it has not been reviewed, you are likely going to get compliance directives. That's what they call their rejection. And there are certain levels of rejection that you will get. You have to pay money. Now, for SMEs, you pay less than 40,000 naira for food, people in food category. And for people outside food, chemicals for SMEs, cosmetics for SMEs is usually about 41,000 or so. If you go in and upload your documents on NAPAM's portal and commence the process and you get a rejection, what you are going to pay, you will pay again for lab, you will pay again for their inspection for each of the products. It is going to cost you almost 200,000 naira, if not more. So please, before you upload, make sure that you take these documents to NAFDAC. When we help you prepare the documents, you take it back to us to vet, then you take it back to NAFDAC and ask them, should I upload? Now, the accuracy of your data, that's why we're doing all these double checks. The accuracy of the data you are uploading is very, very important, because one little mistake, let's say you wanted to do chin-chin and you called your chin-chin sweet chin-chin, and then later somebody now told you, oh, sweet chin-chin is so common, why don't you call it Swiss chin-chin? And you just changed to Swiss chin-chin. Because of that small change you made, your document is coming back. It's coming back to you, and you may have to go and submit everything again, depending on what error they found on your documentation. Also, of course, we have said it that payment is small. The first payment you pay as a foodpreneur under SME category is less than 40,000 naira. It covers your it covers the inspection. That's the main inspection. It covers the main inspection, covers analysis of your product, covers everything. Make sure that what you are submitting is okay. If you make mistake, you are not going to pay 40,000 naira again. You may pay much more. That is stage two, the online submission. And stage three is the main inspection. After you have submitted your document on the NAPAM's portal, then NAFDAC will now notify you of when they are coming for the main inspection. It's not about how big your factory is. It's not about the number of big equipment you have put in. It is about the flow. What they are looking at, what NAFDAC brain is ringing at, is the safety of the people, food safety, and it's majorly food safety. So whether your product can cause cross-contamination, whether your equipment can contaminate the product you are processing, whether the way you handle things can change things or anything, that is what they are looking at. So that's why sometimes you see them telling you change your wooden table and turn it to stainless steel, or go and repaint your wall with waterproof paint, or they may tell you to tile this place or tile that place. All those things they're looking at is what can cause contamination and harm people's health in future. It is not because they are wicked and want to maybe make you spend unnecessary money, but they will come for inspection. And there are simple ways you can go about this. For people under our mentorship, we guide them on cheaper materials that they can use, that are also food, are also safe, that NAFDAC can approve without spending so much money. And of course, you submit your product test samples for testing. That is stage 3. When you have submitted at that stage 3, you no longer have much influence over your application. So there are 2 things that can happen after you've submitted at NAPAM's portal. Is either they give you a compliance directive. Compliance directive is that you have failed to comply to one of their guidelines, and they will direct you on what to do. So is either compliance directive that is simple enough for you to just quickly amend. Maybe they didn't see one document is not clear enough. So let's say your CSC is not clear. They may tell you, okay, upload a clearer CSC certificate. That one is easy and simple. You upload. But what if the product is that you went to lab and it failed lab inspection? Let's say they found microbes in your product. You are going to be getting a rejection. And if you have such a rejection, you are going to start afresh. It's not something you quickly handle. You're going to start afresh. They come again to your facility, and also you will submit sample of product afresh. Then for you to get your certificate, it takes time. SMEs fall into the trap of waiting until you have an offer. Maybe one African shop abroad is now asking you for your product, and you know you cannot export if you don't have NAFDAC. You cannot export formally if you don't have NAFDAC certification. Then you start looking for an agent that you pay plenty money so that the person will fast track it for you. They will chop your money and walk away. There's a level of control even the NAFDAC officials in your state has over your product when it has gone beyond them on the NAPAM's portal. If your product is awaiting lab analysis, is there any amount of phone call you will call and it will finish and they will just give you NAFDAC number? Are we understanding it? So it takes different stages. It moves from one stage to the other. It goes to the lab analyzes it. It goes to, even the final stage, there's a committee that will sit down and look at all the reports that different departments have brought concerning your product, and they take a decision to issue you the number or not. Start on time. Start when you are not ready and get your stage 1 ready. Don't wait until it becomes a necessity and you start running around and you'll be under pressure. You will spend more money. You will fall into the hands of scammers that will tell you, oh, I know somebody in NAFDAC. If you bring extra 200K, the number will come out sharp. Start on time. Start preparing your documentation. Start gathering all the information you need. Start on time. Start today. So, moving on. Why should you register your product by yourself? I want to hear from us. Does anybody know? Why should you? Why am I saying you should register it yourself? Why is NAFDAC saying SMEs should register by themselves? I want to hear from maybe 1 or 2 persons. Are we here? Okay, Wari Foods, please go ahead.
Yeah, majorly to avoid falling into the hands of scammers.
Okay.
And then for the process to be easily tracked, when they have a clarification, you can respond without needing your agent or someone else. So for the process to be easily tracked.
Okay, that's great. That's great. Does any other person know other reasons? Why does NAFDAC tell you to go? That you should come to them directly as SMEs. For corporate, they're not going to ask Dangote to come to do NAFDAC registration for a sugar. Of course, they have departments that handle that. But for SMEs, it's important that you go and meet them by yourself. Okay, let's move on and see the other reasons. He has mentioned 2 key reasons. You need to take charge of your business growth. If you go by yourself and you are processing this registration by yourself, a lot of things will begin to become clearer to you. You're going to ask a lot of whys, because by the time NAFDAC is telling you this cannot happen, this cannot happen, this can happen, this can happen, if you're sharp, which I know every person that has processed this product to a certain level and wanting NAFDAC certification is a sharp person, the question you're going to ask them is why? And by asking why, they will start explaining. And by explaining to you, you will learn and become better. Especially, I insist, for SMEs, register the first product. If you have other product that you want to come later, that you want to give agent, but the first one you are doing, register it by yourself so that you will get explanation of how things work. If you do not go by yourself to do it, all you are going to have is a number with empty brain. Sorry, I'm using this kind of words, but you get what I mean. So many agents also use shortcuts. Some of them that can, I don't know how they do it, but they will tell you, I can get this for you, I can get this for you sharp. And some of them, true to their words, they get you something sharp. Then NAFDAC, if they do spot check, they do spot check. They have come to Emmett Food Facility a couple of times and they said, we came to do registration in this neighborhood. And we said, let us visit all the SMEs on the same street. And boom, they were there. Of course, they would go for a facility tour. Immediately they are there and look at everything again if it's okay. Imagine if I use an agent who went around, bribed 1 or 2 persons. Maybe the person he bribed from Benin branch has been transferred to Abuja branch or to Sokoto branch. By that time, you have nobody. Once you start bribing, you will bribe the entire team of NAFDAC. And it's not everybody that is bribable. It is not. So NAFDAC, when they now come for spot check, they will now spot the things that you are not getting right. And they now start wondering, do you know that they can recall your NAFDAC registration? They can blacklist your product. They can seal up your production premises. And there are financial fines to such things. You don't want to find yourself within that position. You also save money, would have paid the agent. I've mentioned it earlier. You need money. We all need extra money to expand our business. That money can get you something extra. Then you also, like Wari Food has mentioned, you speed up communication. If NAFDAC sends a compliance directive, you will see it immediately and respond immediately. But if there's a middleman, you keep calling agents, because you have no relationship with the person who is with the agency that is working on your product. So next now is the myths that are holding you back. We all know that people say, it's for big companies that have big machines. I met a lady, she was making peanuts, these peanuts, coated peanuts. And she was telling me, she can't go for NAFDAC yet because when she buys her big machine, she will now get NAFDAC. That for now, that most things are manual. For SMEs, NAFDAC understands. Once you have your hygiene protocols in place, they can allow a lot of manual things around. So many people don't know that they are even ready for NAFDAC, and they are waiting until when they win one grant or when one BOI releases loan for them so that they can buy a big equipment. You may be ready and you don't even know. Some people think you must pay somebody because everything in Nigeria is IM. It is actually not true. Under our community, we have many people who have gotten NAFDAC certification by themselves. And even among my friends that are not even within the community, we have gotten NAFDAC certification by yourself. It is possible. Other people think, if I don't have a factory, you won't be able to get NAFDAC certification. You don't need to own a factory. You don't need to lease a factory. There are ways to do that. There are places where you go. There are shared facilities that you can connect yourself with, and NAFDAC can approve your product through that facility. So there are many alternatives that you can get to process your product if you do not have a facility yet. Okay, some people say I can't pay for NAFDAC with my money. That is a funny thing that I've seen among SMEs, not willing to pay for anything. So you're waiting until Tony Lumelu or any other grant, maybe Jereze or one other grant, approves before you can now approach NAFDAC. Ejo, please, I beg you, start saving up money and move your business forward. And when you get a grant or when you get a loan, you can apply it to every other thing as per where they meet you in your growth process. But do not stunt your own growth because you are waiting for someone else to sponsor you. Some people say, oh, this government is not supporting anybody. If they have supported me, I would have gone for NAFDAC. Remove that mindset and strive further. Now, how do you get your NAFDAC registration by yourself without stress? Can you look at the email? I had to block the numbers and everything because I do not have their permission to share their details. This is an email I want every foodpreneur on this call to have before the end of this year. This is a beautiful email that will make you smile. When NAFDAC says your product has been approved, click on the NAPCOMS portal to download your certificate. I don't know if you want to get this email before the end of this year. I want you to show an emoji. Just use any emoji of your choice to just share what you want to have. If you want to have this kind of email before the end of this year, it is very, very possible, even if you are not even entered stage 1. It is very, very possible. How is that possible? All the documentation that NAFDAC requires, they are things that we as FDI Hub team have looked through them. We have broken them down into templates. We have also analyzed the process of NAFDAC certification, and we've seen the bottlenecks where SMEs choke. And we have compiled them into videos and templates, and we called it the DIY toolkit. Now, when we released the DIY toolkit, we found out that some people, even with the toolkit, still needed help and hand-holding. Because we are national BDSP and we have food experts within us, we have also added support to that. So it's no longer the toolkit as a standalone product. It is toolkit plus BDSP support. BDSP means Business Development Service Provider. I am a business development service provider trained by Kaduna Business School and SMIDAN. And we were given a mandate to find SMEs within agri-businesses and provide support and knowledge that they need for them to scale. And this is me doing my bit. Because we know that agent fee is very, very expensive and high, we have also decided not to make it anything that we want to make it that there's no entrepreneur that will say, I cannot afford it. There's nobody that will say, I cannot afford it. If you're going for people to do it for you, consultants charge 500,000. If you have people that price you, maybe offered to do it for you at 400K or 350K, they are very generous because most people is from 500 and above. I know who does his own for 1.2. SOPs, when we write SOPs for people, we charge 20,000 naira per SOP. And NAFDAC SOPs is more than 10. The NAFDAC DIY toolkit, to make it affordable to everybody, we peg the price at 50,000 naira. But when we also consider the cost of living in Nigeria, from people's feedback and everything, we said for us to be able to fulfill our mandate, we will drop the price further. So as at today, we are not charging 500,000. We're not charging 20,000 per SOP. That's 200,000 for 10 SOPs. It is 20,000 naira for the NAFDAC DIY toolkit. It is 20,000 naira for the NAFDAC DIY toolkit, and it comes with BDSP support. What BDSP support means is that you are going to get hand-holding within the period of 6 months. You will have hand-holding within the period of 6 months. Somebody that will look at what you are doing, somebody that can speak with you, food technologies that can look at your processes to direct you on how to get things right. People that can look at your product, your papers before you do the final submission. You will have that service attached to it. So the link for this will be sent to the WhatsApp group. I don't know if there's any person here who is not in the WhatsApp group. If you are not, Mr. Excel, please, can you put the link, the seller link to gain access to this DIY toolkit? Please put it on the WhatsApp group. So what you have is videos on how the entire process works in details, templates of all your SOPs and every documentary requirement you need, and then BDSP support services, and also a community of other entrepreneurs who are processing their NAFDAC. Because sometimes you want to give up and all you needed was to see another person say, I have crossed this stage. That pushes you, that encourages you to keep pushing. So we want everybody to be in the community, share your progress. If you can't get the DIY toolkit, which I believe you should, then quickly go ahead and make payments for it. If you can, still stay in the community and see how other entrepreneurs are progressing, so that you too can also make progress. So this time it's time for the Q&A. We have done different explanations. I want to hear from you. If you have started, this is what I want to hear. If you have started your process, where are you? Are you stuck? What questions do you have with regards to moving your business forward? So who goes first? Why food again? Why foods, please go ahead, sir.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Thank you so much for the session. It was truly insightful and liberating. So, the issue I have majorly is about my venue. So, the where I'm using to process is not actually factory like. So, it's kind of a room out of the house and then process and stuff. So, um, I'm kind of this is what I've read. I'm having issues with NAFDAC approve this kind of location. And then if I want to use a shared location, how do I get access to it and what does it require?
What state are you in, sir?
For your state.
Or your state? Okay. So what you can do is, I know there's technology incubation center in different states of the country. Find out where the TIC for your state is. And then for your room, what product are you producing?
I do tapioca, tuwo, gari, beans flour, and pap.
Beans flour and pap.
Yeah, there are 5 products.
5 products already.
Yeah.
And you have a room for it.
Yes, I use a room for the production and
Okay, it depends on, are you using the same set of equipment for all the products? It can be. But all of them have fermentation, all of them have processing, drying, and packaging. But you shouldn't use the same, you shouldn't use the same equipment for beans. Okay,
actually,
why I'm asking is,
that's my second question actually.
Okay, what's the second question, sir?
So the second question is that currently I have one grinding machine which I use for the dry. For the wet, I use a commercial grinding machine for the wet.
By commercial grinding machine, what do you mean? You go outside your facility to grind and come back?
Exactly. On the pap and then the tapioca in the beginning stage. So
NAFDAC will want you to process everything within your facility. What I will advise you is to invite them for the product that you have equipment in-house. You must not do the 5 at once. So which product do you have the equipment that use the same equipment in production, and all the equipment can you have them in-house? Do you understand?
Okay.
So you can invite, if it's 3 products that you can produce with all your in-house equipment, then you will need to arrange those equipment in a certain order to avoid cross-contamination.
Right.
Then they will be depending on depending on how the windows and the doors are positioned with respect to the rest of the house, you can get NAFDAC certification within the house. But if the door is opening to maybe like a toilet, bathroom, do you understand, or a public passage, you may have challenges with that, because, or if the window is opening to a sockaway, you understand.
Yeah.
Always think safety. That's what NAFDAC is looking at. If you're in the mentorship community, we can do a video call to see your space, what it looks like, to know what to advise you to do next. They just know that you must not, because they say SMEs have maximum of 5 products, does not mean that you must do the 5. If doing the 5 is going to set you back, do 1, do 2. Push those 1 or 2 products into shops, push them far. Then with the turnover you have, or even the track record you have, you can now apply for grants, for loan, and then you can bring up the other products.
All right. Thank you so much. And then the issue of water testing and related, you said that there has to be a bowl and stuff, and that's kind of far extended. Like the water testing, and I don't really get that in the stages of NAFDAC processing.
Who told you about water testing?
I make inquiries from some people, and then they said for my product uses water, so I have to have a source of water that must be bowl. Yes, I have that, but the
Your
testing.
products are dried products, and it does
Yes,
not contain water. What you use water for is washing.
yes,
Okay, you use water for fermentation.
for fermentation and the washing.
You use water for fermentation, you will need water testing. If it's just washing, you won't need water testing. NAFDAC can let it pass for SMEs, but you need water for fermentation. Is it the pap that you dry outside, that you grind outside?
Yes, I grind the pap outside,
And that's
and
the
then
pap that needs fermentation.
yes, and then the gari too.
Drop that pap. I will advise you. I won't tell you what to do, but that pap looks like it's going to slow you down. Do you understand? Because you
Yes.
need water to ferment. You're also grinding it outside your facility, meaning that there's a lot of contamination with those public grinding places. And none, I've not heard of any. All of them are painted blue, isn't it? Rusted
Um,
machines inside with paint. NAFDAC will not. So that pap seems like what is going to slow you down. I am not saying stop producing pap, but don't push it for NAFDAC certification. That's my advice. But you can also visit the NAFDAC office in your place. Take a picture of your facility, or if you're joining the mentorship class, we'll do a video call around. NAFDAC may not want to do video call with you. You can do a video call to look at your facility to see what is possible.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you, sir. Well done. Mr. Anka and Anaka. Sorry, I'm not pronouncing your name properly. Please go
Yeah,
ahead, sir.
it's Tanaka. Good evening.
Okay.
Yeah, I wanted to find out. I make cookies. I make cookies. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Okay, so I NAFDAC gave. I was trying to get a list from NAFDAC. They talked about water testing and all the medical tests for
your
workers.
team. Yes.
Yes. For the medical tests, if I have if there is just two people, do we have to do the medical test for the two people, or if they five, all five of them have to do medical test?
The people that will do medical tests are the people, you, the CEO, and the people who handle food. So if you have factory workers, if you have quality control manager, if you have production manager, it depends on what you have on your organogram. The organogram you are submitting to NAFDAC will determine the number of medical tests they will be expecting from you.
Wow.
So if you put up an organogram that shows that 7 people are touching food, then you need medical certificate for the 7 of them.
Wow. That's a lot though.
How
Okay.
much are they charging you
For
for
now,
medical?
it's just to, well, the medical test for only one person. When I did the calculation, it was running out to like almost 30,000 for just me. And I have only one. I will not say full-time staff. Is my nephew that supports me. We just work together when he's not in school. So
Okay. You can try government hospital. Government hospitals are cheaper.
okay, are there government labs that do such tests?
Yes, government hospitals. Every central hospital in the state does medical tests. I use central hospital in Benin for the test for my team.
Okay,
Use
okay,
government
yeah.
hospital. It's cheaper than private or private labs.
Okay, that's true. That's true. Thanks. Secondly, I wanted to ask the NAFDAC say we can do everything online. Yesterday, I tried to say let me at least create an account first, but it was not going through.
Maybe
The
it may be network error, but if you after creating an account, Ejo, don't upload anything until it's checked. That's a trap. You will go back and forth. You may even pay again if you
Wow.
upload wrongly. So create an account, then start gather all your documents and make sure that like use a checklist to make sure that you have everything in place. Everything, every single thing has to be in place. Then you can now start uploading, please, so that you don't repeat payment. It's painful to see people. I
Okay.
have somebody now, it's
I don't have
210,000. She's going to pay extra.
wow.
210,000. After paying, she paid for 3 products. That 37,000, what? Less than 40K for 3. And submitted products, six samples each. Now it has returned to her and she has to pay double and then send back products again. Nobody on this call should make that mistake, please.
Okay. Then the NAFDAC DIY toolkit, is there a deadline to it? Because I was thinking of probably getting it maybe next week or early
There
next
is
month.
there is no deadline, but I will not want to manage more than 10 people in a set because you know that
Oh,
NAFDAC is a lot. The back and
oh,
forth
yeah.
is a lot, so that it doesn't,
Mm,
and it's not like we're making so much money out of it. So
mm,
paying 20,000 naira for 6 months mentorship, I don't want to
yeah,
take many people so that I can
mm,
guide them and they get their NAFDAC. It's just community service for me. So once I get up to 10 people, in fact, this is the last free class that we are hosting. We are moving on to something else. So if next week is still okay, you can join by next week. But I will not want to, like, I'm done with the free sessions, then I will grow with the people that are already in. So the earlier the better. Next week is still open, but if I have like 11 people from next week, I don't know. I don't know, sir.
okay.
All right.
All right. All right. Thank you.
All right.
Meanwhile, before the next person comes up, sorry for cutting in. Please, there is the attendance list in the chat box. Kindly use the chat box to fill out the attendance register. Then you can also follow FDI Hub on our social media platforms and follow our tonight's facilitator so you can reach out to her personally one on one, Details, links are in the chat box. All right, we can continue.
Okay, Mr. Konji.
Yeah, good evening, ma'am. Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Good evening.
Yes, ma'am. Thanks for the training. Please, I want to ask, for the TIC center, like, what amount should we be expecting if you want to use the center?
It's not an amount issue now. It's you getting admitted. It's not like any person that is passing that wants to get um a space can just be given a space. The amount is about, for Benin, where we are based. I don't know the price of other centers. It should be the same thing though. Benin is 120,000 for per factory space per year. However, you know that it is a mentorship program. So you
Oh,
have to apply and follow the due process.
okay, okay. It's not like I'm in Lagos. There's a center we call Women Development Center here. So when I went there, like it was a year ago, they were telling me it will cost me like 350,000 for a product. So that's why I'm wondering again
So they
that
are charging for a product.
yes, for a product. So the NAFDAC officials will come there. And then it's not even that it's only one person. You will be with other people too. Maybe I don't know how they are going to do it there also. But the NAFDAC officials come to the center there too. But I've not gone to TIC location here.
Go
Yes.
go to TIC and apply.
Okay.
What product are you making?
Yeah, I want to go into yam pounder.
Have you started
Presently,
already?
no, I've not started. I just finished the training on it.
You will
Start.
apply to TIC, but
Okay.
you have to have TIC will want to see the innovation you are bringing to the table. Poundo yam is everywhere. So the main question TIC will ask you is, what is the innovation that you are bringing to pounded yam industry? So be ready
I'm
to
not using
answer that question.
preservative. Yes, I'm not
I
using
don't think
preservative.
many people are not using preservative.
Okay.
Many people are not using preservative. So
Eh? Okay.
find out what innovation you can bring to
Okay.
the table. If you want to go through research with our food technologists, you are highly welcome to join the mentorship group to refine your product and improve it to have some level of innovation in it. If you are
Okay.
going by yourself, but now that you have not started, I will advise TIC will also not admit you until you already have a product.
Is
So
the
start
pap? It's
producing,
pap I'm doing. I'm doing pap
start
powder.
start start producing from home first, then apply to them.
Okay.
Apply to
Okay.
them. Their own process takes a while. You know, it's federal government. It
Okay.
will take a while for you to get approval. And what facilitates your approval is the innovation you are bringing to the table. And now Lagos is very competitive.
Competitive.
But that's not to discourage you. That's to make you to sharpen your product well.
Okay.
You get.
Okay.
That's not to discourage you. You can still get it. You can definitely get it.
Okay. It's the
Well
pap
done.
powder I'm doing, so I just want to add the pounder to it. Pap
Okay, you
powder.
have pap as
Yes.
a ready product.
Yes. 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 Pap.
Tweak your pap to have something interesting about it.
Sure. I have something. I have something unique about it.
You have a unique, okay, that's
Yeah.
fantastic. That's
Yeah.
fantastic. So you just go ahead with them.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you too. You're welcome. Daisy, Oluwaseyi, please lower your hand so I can see the other people.
Sorry. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Thanks very much for the insightful and interesting lecture. Honestly, I almost went offline, as in, I almost removed myself from the meeting because
Oh,
when you look at the amount of lectures, webinars, and events like this that I've attended and did not yield any fruit, but thank God I did not. Thank you very much. It was really
thank you.
insightful. And
Thank you.
please, I want to ask quick one. The 20,000 naira is it also includes the mentorship, right? Or there's a
Yes,
cost to the mentorship.
no, it includes the mentorship. It
Then,
includes the
please, I
mentorship.
have a couple of questions, and I would really love answers to it. The first, Wari Foods already asked some of the questions I intended asking, so I got answers to that there. And one of my question is also about location. I don't have a factory per se, but I have a kind of a production. I call it a production room, more like a room, like a 12 feet by 4 feet room. So it's been challenging trying to, divide it into the NAFDAC standard, something like 3 rooms, partition, and things like that.
Mhm.
So then, aside from that, I I don't I went online to search for shared facilities and things like that, and I didn't come up. That technology incubation center that you mentioned, I sent
Mm.
someone, my sister. She went to Agege on my behalf, and she didn't come back with a very encouraging response. So aside from the money that one has to pay, it was not encouraging and things like that. So I decided I
What
would
was
probably
it?
have to go.
What was the discouragement?
She said that they were saying, first and foremost, she talked about the money, the fee. Then she said, "Well, sister, you cannot use that place, darling. It's not for." But so when I got her response, I decided that I would have to visit there myself and see what if it's something I can make use of. So then I called. I also went online and called some. I read about shared facilities. I called so many centers that are purported to have shared facilities that they share for SMEs like us, that are startups like us. But they all gave me negative answers. I think I called about 5. Some did not even respond. So I felt maybe it was a
What's your
new.
product? What's your product?
Presently, I blend spices. I blend spices, majorly for food, and spices for like curry powder, instant jollof spices. For food, catering,
That's your
restaurant.
space. That's your space that you have. You say
Yes,
it's 4 by what?
12. 4 by the length is 12
12
feet.
what? 12
12
feet.
feet. 12 feet. Yes. While the width is 4 feet.
4
So and it
feet
has
a
stock
room.
water.
Are you sure this is a room?
It is not a
So is
room.
it four? What is
It's
it?
not a room. It's I constructed a small, a kind of small building. Sha.
I
We originally used it as
no.
a store.
I don't think you're getting your dimensions right. Do you
Okay.
know the size of 4 feet? The
For
height of
for
4 feet. 4 feet
um.
is average of your leg 4 times. Is it 4 meters you're talking of or 4 feet?
Oh, sorry. I wanted to say 4 meters.
Okay.
4 meters by 12.
Because I'm
So,
wondering how that
4
room will
meters
be.
by 4 meters by
Okay.
12 meters.
Four, 4 meters by 12 meters. Okay, because if
It's
it's 4 feet, NAFDAC will not,
it's
even
not
me
for
will tell you, "Whoa, you've not found a
even me,
place."
I cannot stay stand there. It's four
Okay,
feet by 12 meters. 4 meters by
four
12. I
meters
keep
by
saying
12.
8 feet. Yes.
Okay, 4 meters.
4 meters.
It
Yes,
can
by
work
12.
for, it should be able to work for spices. It should be able to work
Okay.
for spices. Where does the doors open to? The doors, and are they inside a
Yeah.
residential house? Is it like a
So
inside the
it's really
house?
no, it's not within a house. It's
It's not
we
within the
originally
house.
used it as a store. No, it is not. But a
An
well.
extension.
The only thing I see there is a kind of there is a well and tank in front of it, but there's still a little space in front. But there's a well.
Well,
But it's a
there's no
standalone.
problem with well. There's no problem with well.
Okay.
There's no problem with tank. What we have problem
Okay.
with is soak away.
No, it's very far from Sokore.
It's far
It's
from
not
soak
close to
away.
Sokore.
I
Yes.
think
But
you're
it's not
ready.
just
Oh. I think you're ready. I think you have a facility. So what you
okay.
need is to arrange your facility properly. To
Properly.
arrange what you need is the planning of the interior of that place. If you can join the mentorship class, let's jump on a video call and see the arrangement and how to get it right.
Okay, ma.
If you don't want to join the mentorship call, go straight to NAFDAC, pay for
No, I'll join.
advisory inspection. You will
No,
still
I'll
go for
join.
advisory inspection. We do not replace what NAFDAC is doing. We only help you to understand it before. So you are coming to them with from an informed position. Do you understand? So even when
Yeah.
you are in their mentorship call, we also advise you to go for advisory inspection. Let NAFDAC come after we have said it to look at it again. They're not that they are just coming to see an empty room that you've not done anything. Do you understand? It feels for them that you self check them now.
Yes.
Go to
I'm
inspect
ready.
the factory and then you look at an empty room and the person is now asking you, tell me where to put my pot, tell me where to keep my gas. Is as if they are the one doing all the thinking for you. It's discouraging and they have a lot on their hands. So for you to already have something set up, they will now come and look at it and then maybe they can now make a few tweaks and tell you, okay, move this way, this is better here. You get.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Then please, I also started flowers majorly
Okay.
for people managing diabetes and
Okay.
hypertension. So I do that in my home. It hasn't. I've not. I just said it to family and friends now because I'm very careful about once
What did you
since I'm.
study? What did you
I
study?
I studied chemistry.
Chemistry, okay. Because for
Chemistry.
you to go into making claims about
So
managing
that's
this and
what
managing
that's
that,
what
NAFDAC will want,
yes,
yeah, they
that's
want
what
to know whether you or your production manager is knowledgeable about the science of food.
okay.
Yes, they
That's
want
what
to
I.
know that. Okay,
So
okay.
that's
If you
all.
studied
So for
chemistry,
my
I thought
course,
you would
I was
have
not
done a
chemistry.
course in chemistry. But it may not be feasible in the same facility.
That's
NAFDAC
where
does
my
not
course.
like combining spices with other things.
Okay.
They don't really
Okay.
like it. Let's start from somewhere, get what product out. That's what I tell SMEs. We know how to do a lot of things. All of us are Africans. Our parents taught us how to do everything. And
Hmm.
YouTube is now there too. So everybody can
Yes,
produce many things.
so
Don't
many
wait
things.
until you can make everything. Start one, get the NAFDAC approval, push that product, let that product stand you. Then you can now make others.
From
Okay?
there. Yes. Thank you
Yes.
very much. Oh,
You're
you've answered
welcome.
most of my questions without me asking.
I'm,
I appreciate.
I'm glad it was helpful. So I think that's the last hand that is up. Um, thank you very much, everybody. We've exceeded our time. Okay, even if we started late, so it's not your fault. Thank you, everybody, for joining. A couple of persons joined after we have started. We'll make the replay available on the WhatsApp group. So if you're not on the WhatsApp group, please reach out to us immediately so you'll be added. Thank you very much, everybody. Mr. Excel, please, over to you, sir. Do you
All
have any
right. So
announcements?
yeah, please do well to once again fill out the attendance in the chat box, and we'll be taking a screenshot. All of us who are active or who participated in this webinar, I would like us to show our reactions before as we take this screenshot. Reactions. Let's see our reactions. I want to see those reactions so I can take the screenshot. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Azzy Louis, Olani, Akanji, Worry Foods. Thank you very much. All right. So do well to follow us on our social media handles. Follow our facilitator so you can ask her your questions one on one. Check our WhatsApp group for further information, and have a wonderful evening. Thank you very much, and good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody. Thank you.